These are in listen-only mode.
Hey, guys, hope you're doing great. It is Thursday night, and this is our weekly webinar, the eComfury Mastermind Group, and we're welcoming also other people right now from the Shopify Strategy Group as well. Tonight is a very special night. We're going to talk about fulfillment, and I thought it was very important that people know about that as much as possible, because when you want to scale, it's the next step to do. And we have my partner here, Chris. And we would like first to know who is hearing us correctly. If you can hear us loud, if it's clear, great. We have a few people tonight. That's amazing. And we are recording that as well, so this is cool. So there will be a replay available. We didn't forget this time. So here we go. Like tonight, we're gonna go through our stories. First of all, Chris is gonna talk about his stories. There's a lot of things to be there's a lot of stories to be tell about, because drop shipping is the start of something, but when you want to grow and when you want to scale, you're going to need to check for fulfillment house. So Chris, how are you?
Good. How you doing, guys? Yeah, I was actually putting together some sort of presentation. And apparently, our buddy Phil's got a little presentation on the plus and minuses of different fulfillment methods that you can do for Shopify. But I said, I decided, screw that. I mean, I was literally making the presentation. I said, screw that. What people really want to know is they want to hear a story. So I'm just going to tell my story about some of the things that we faced. Just to guys, I think most of you guys in this call, I'm looking through the names on this call, most people know who I am, but let me just explain a little bit about my background. About 2 years ago, yeah, I guess it's about 2 years ago, maybe a little less 2 years ago, I started selling on third-party t-shirt platforms. I've done the gambit. I've tested them all. I've worked on all of them. I'm T-Chip, which was I'm never using them ever again, but Teespring and Represent and Firefly, and did very well. I mean, to be honest with you, well, now we're really doing well on Shopify, but in my first few months on Shopify, I made less money than I made when I was in the T-shirt game. But the thing is, the T-shirt game is when you're sending traffic to a third-party platform, you're not really building an asset. You're not building a real business. You're cash flipping, right? Which is fine. I have nothing wrong with that, but that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to build a real brand, a real asset which I own, which would create value, and I still have something that would last year after year after year. I didn't want to just take $1 and turn it into $2, which is what I was doing for a long time. So I decided to go open my own brand on Shopify, and I knew there was going to be all sorts of troubles, because when you're on Shopify, you're no longer just sending traffic to your fan page and selling a T-shirt, right? You're handling the back end, right? So I decided to go with drop shipping as my main source. I did some T-shirts as well. I found a T-shirt supplier, a printer that I've been using, T-Launch, and that's been fine. And there's been no problem with T-Launch. We've been working with them, and that's fine. But I decided to focus my business more on the jewelry and more on the drop shipping. And the reason why, to be quite frank, is the T-shirt game on Facebook, it just became more competitive. More and more courses came out, and more and more people in that market trying to make money. And I was making money with T-shirts, but it just was harder and less profitable than it was before. So I decided to focus on the game of drop shipping, and that was working very well. We started cranking that up to about 100 orders a day on average, from about, when did we start reaching 100 orders? So I would say maybe July, August, September, October. We were doing 100 orders a day. So now we're getting into starting to have a decent business. We're getting to making some decent money. Things are rolling. I roll out a team. I create a team to get everything cranking right. So I have myself, my designer, full-time designer. I have an operations manager who covers some support, some order fulfillment, and manages staff and a bunch of and just some product research and things like that, right? And then I have 2 support staff who cover the support desk, and I have another person 2 people who process orders. So 2.5 people who process orders. My operator does some, but she doesn't do them all. Is everyone hearing me okay?
We want to hear you.
Okay, good. Okay, good. All right. Let me get some water here. Give me a second.
Yeah. So it's so the business is growing fast, and this is part of
Okay.
the challenge.
So here's where the nightmare begins. See, I'm very good at running traffic. I'm very good at it. That's why I sold many campaigns in the thousands in the T-shirt game, right? And Christmas season is coming, so I decide, I'm thinking to myself, I've got everything in place to handle massive amounts of orders. But by the way, I'm completely wrong. This has been a total nightmare, and the conclusion is I'm going away from dropshipping. One of my coaching students asked me, they went to my website, they said, hey, Chris, why are all those products off your site? Because I basically took off every dropship product we have except for 3, which are the best sellers, and we got some sort of Excel hybrid system that will be able to, we just send Excel files, and that's a mini dropship, it's a hybrid dropship system, and that seems to be working somewhat decently, but I'm still going to move away from that and start bulk ordering and send it to fulfillment house. And so here's what happened, okay? So I decided to really crank it up. We were making sales. I thought I had everything in place, so I went for it in November. I decided, I wanted to get my income back to where I was when we were in the T-shirt game. I thought I had everything in place. Fan pages are rolling. Everything seemed perfect, right? So I said, okay, we're going to go for it now. And I even told my guys, we're going to go for this. We're going to turn on the gas. So we did. In November, we did 6,800 orders. I posted a screenshot on my Facebook page. Phil, who is actually helping me a lot, I've been basically paying him to be a consultant for me. I'm seeing in my stats inside my dashboard. So, Phil, you can confirm that's true. We did 6,800 orders,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. It's just insane numbers.
Okay. Well, this was a massive mistake. 6,800 orders is a big amount of orders when you're drop shipping. We ran into all sorts of issues. Okay, so first of all, just the speed, even with some of our best-selling products going to out by Excel file, the suppliers could not keep up with the orders. Okay, that should have been my first clue to stop my ads. Okay. So I told my team I take full responsibility for creating this nightmare, and I'm apologizing. I'm going to pay you guys all a nice Christmas bonus for they've been working their butt off to try to make up for it. But this is my fault. The moment we realized that the 2 suppliers we're using for our best-selling necklace, which we're selling massive amounts of, could not keep up, I should have turned off my ads. I didn't. In fact, the opposite. I turned the gas up, and I told my operations manager, your job is to go out and get new suppliers. And she did. She ended up getting 4 new suppliers, but it took some time. So we got behind on a large number of orders. Then guess what happens? Emails start coming in. Why are you not updating the order status? Because we promised we'd update our order status within 72 hours. So the emails start rolling in, and I'm telling them, we're basically saying, like, we got an overwhelming number of orders for Christmas, blah blah blah. We will get everything out, and so it's still, in the meantime, the ad is still going. I am personally making a big mistake. I'm thinking in dollar signs, and I'm not thinking about the big picture of, okay, how we can fulfill all these orders. Honestly, in retrospect, stupidity, real stupidity, But anyway, you live and learn. So then here comes my next solution. I decide, okay, because we got these necklaces rolling, and we got a Christmas deadline because we got to ship them from China to America. So basically, December 1st is really the deadline. We've arranged for e-pack shipping, so as long as we get all the orders in by December 1st, we can ship, and we can get them processed and shipped to make it by Christmas. So because we got 6 suppliers, but still, there's tons of stuff. Emails got to go out. So plus we got other orders coming. So not just these orders on the 3. Because when you have this much traffic coming to your site, we had tons of orders from other products. Just huge number of orders that were not even related to these necklaces. And the thing about these necklaces that we're selling, they're family necklaces, so people would buy 2, 3, 4. So even in one order, the average order is actually 2.5 necklaces, right? So we're selling, even though it's 6,800 orders, and I'd say maybe half of those are the prime necklace, that's actually 9,000 or 10,000 units actually being processed, right? Because we're selling 3 per order, right? So it's just a massive amount of number, and just getting those Excel file sheets organized, contacting, updating the customers, letting them know it's been shipped, updating the order stats, because because we're drop shipping, we don't have an automated system like AfterShip can follow. We're using simple order stats, so it's actually a manual process. Complete, total nightmare clusterfuck situation. So then I decided, okay, tell you what, guys, everyone is going to focus on order processing. So I now tell all my people, every single person is now going to be on order processing. Okay, so now I've got 6 people handling order processing, my designer, my 2 support staff, my 2 original fulfillment persons, and my operations manager. I said, I'm going to personally take over support. So literally, I'm getting almost no sleep because I live in Japan, right? It's the middle of the day in Japan when the sun, so I'm working until about 3 or 4 in the morning, then going to bed, getting up around 7 or 8, and then I literally spending, because we're getting a flood of emails. When you're behind on orders and people want their stuff for Christmas, we're getting 100 plus emails a day. I'm personally answering all those emails. I'm personally covering that, right? I mean, that should not be my job in my business, but I have to, because in order to get all the orders processed and all the status updates and all the information out to the customers, I literally have to have 6 people doing it. And we're almost done with this nightmare. Because what I've basically done is I took all dropship products off my site, except for a few that we've got a special system, hybrid system made up. I'm going with only products that can be automated through the API with T-Launch. I'm now sourcing, and I've started launching bags and other products from other makers that are going through this API. So we're going to be only selling stuff in the United States that we can really use the API and be all automated. The next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be bulk shipping to a fulfillment house some of our best-selling necklace from China. We're no longer going to ship from China, period. I mean, the moment this week's over, the shipping from China stops, and we're going to be bulk shipping to the States, and then we're going to be using a fulfillment house to fill those products. Drop shipping will now only be used for testing. If we have a product that we really want to test out and see if it'll work, we will go ahead and go with that. We will test that for drop shipping, and then if it's working, then we'll order 100, 200, we'll send it to a fulfillment house. So then that gives me a point of, okay, well, now I'm going to have I still have all these staff, right? Well, what am I going to do with the 4 staff? Because I got 2 people who are covering support originally, and I got 2 people processing order. I'm going to move all 4 of them to customer support. I'm going to literally have real live chat 24/7. I calculated out there's 21 8-hour shifts in a week, and 4 people can cover that. I already talked to them about them. They're all up for doing that. So one thing I really also learned that's really, really important is if you're building a brand, customers want immediate reply. I mean, we're getting a lot of PayPal and disputes and things like that, and one of the reasons why we are is because we didn't respond to their email fast enough. Even with me doing it, I still can't respond fast enough. So I've decided that one of the key things to build a brand is the customer experience. I mean, how they feel about their order, even if you're late or even having issues, makes a big difference, right? So you can have issues, and actually most of the people have been reasonable. I mean, I've had a few people who are really crazy nut cases, but most of the people who I've dealt with have been reasonable when I explain to them the situation that we've been back that way. I explain it to them. They say, okay, please, just before Christmas, that'll make me happy. And that's been response in most cases. But there's been some rare cases, but nut cases. But what that has shown me is this. What I've learned from this is the customer experience is what's really, really important to bring them back to your site. And so probably the number one most important thing in that, beyond fulfilling their order, is being available to ask questions. I have the staff on payroll anyway, and I don't want to fire them. They're all good people who worked hard for me. So I've decided I'm going to have a real live chat 24/7. I'll probably be one of our first people in our little circle around here that's going to have 24-hour real coverage. So that's going to be cool. I'm looking forward to getting that in place. That'll start next week. What else have I learned? Yeah, I learned we need to go with more automation. I learned that dropshipping is for testing, or dropshipping is for getting your business started. If you're in a small level, if you're doing like 100 less orders a day and you can afford to hire, I mean, it all depends on your profitability. We're quite profitable because I'm good at running ads, and we were sourcing products that had a nice profit margin. But if you're running 100 or less orders and you can afford to get 2 VAs to do that, then yeah, the dropshipping model will work. But eventually, if you want to scale beyond that, you just have no choice. You have to go away from dropshipping. Dropshipping is great for starting your business. It's great for testing. So my goal going forward is dropshipping is testing. So literally 1% or 2% of our products on our site will be dropshipped, and that's easily handled, right? The rest will be bulk shipped, or they'll go through a printing company. We'll use some. We're lining up some deals with different. We're looking for different vendors to sell phone cases, bags, hats, other things, all through a printed system. And the other thing I learned is the simple order status. Okay, that is good on the small scale, and I actually still recommend to my coaching students who are just getting started, use simple order status. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It works for us. It's been working for us for 6 months. But when you reach a high level and you're getting a lot of products through, you really need to improve your order status system for the customers. So I'm going to be investing in what's called, is it After Ship Premium? Is that the one?
Yep.
No matter what it costs, I'm going to invest in that. So I'm investing in that, and that's going to turn our order status update into a real automated system. Another thing I want to talk about is help desk support. You really got to have a professional system in place. We invested some money in making sure we had a good system. When you're on a small scale, Zopping and just like your company, support at yourcompany.com, whenever it is, it's fine. But when you start to get to the level we are, you need something that's more professional. Like, for example, right now we're using Help Scout, which Phil helped us set up. Help Scout, literally, when it comes in, the information about the customer goes up on the right. I can see it. Help Scout was not free, okay? It costs money. But that really, we made that transition. We were in the middle of this nightmare. I said, Phil, we're getting overwhelmed with tickets. I don't know what to do. And so Phil said, use Help Scout. And I did. And we invested in that. We invested in a more expensive chat thing. Zoppin's fine in the beginning, but we wanted something that ties into Help Scout, so it's all centralized. So we invested in user-like. It cost money, but we did it. We just did it. It is a thing we had to do. It's actually made a massive difference. So it's sped up our ability to see the tickets. It's great, and user-like can be designed to fit your site. So that was really cool. It looks cool on our site. It really looks awesome. So that's another thing. And the other thing, there's a couple other things I wanted to mention here. What is this really costing me, right? This is costing me a lot, actually, in a couple of sense. Number one, no matter what I do, there will be some people who never come back to my site. They're pissed, right? I'm planning to send an email to them in January to the entire people who've all visited my site saying, look, thank you for supporting our business in the first 6 months. We've learned a lot. We've made a lot of mistakes, but we're profitable, and we want to thank you for that. And here's what we've learned, and here's what we're doing to fix it. I'm just going to lay it all out on there. I thought about this. If I just be honest with them, a lot of people will calm down because we did deliver their product, and they'll give us another chance, right? So I'm going to do that. I'm going to actually just lay it out on the line, just like I'm doing right now, in an email to all my customers. And I post it on our fan pages too, and just make everyone know that, hey, look, we learned from our mistakes, and it's not going to happen again. Dropshipping on a mass scale will never happen again. There's a couple other things. Supply lines. I have one massive nightmare. This is a total nightmare. Phil knows about it, and that is suppliers in China cannot necessarily be trusted on their word. We have some great suppliers we're working with, but we have one that basically screwed us. I mean, they screwed us big time. We did a fire sale, right? Cheap price sale just last week towards the end of December, saying no longer can guarantee delivery by Christmas. For the next 3 days, we dropped the price by $5 at $25. 72-hour sale. We pushed it really hard with ads, and I said, all orders we processed the following week. We made 647 orders. This guy promised me he could handle 1,000. We confirmed with him. I got on Skype and I asked him, can you handle 1,000? We might sell 1,000. He said, no problem. We sent him the file with the 647 things. He says, oh, I'm so sorry. I had another bulk order come in. My stock's completely out. I can maybe do 50. So guess what? I am sitting with 600. Think about that. That's $25. Sorry, 24.95 times 24.95 times 647. I'm sitting with $16,142 of the customer's money, right? And I've been using that money just for some other stuff that we want to implement in the future, right? Not thinking that it's going to be fine, right? I set aside the money, of course, to fulfill the orders. We're going to pay $450 per necklace. Okay, 647. We're going to pay $2,911 per necklace, right? Well, now we don't have that supply. So, and this is a very, very specialized list. It's not easy to find on eBay. We know of only 3 suppliers that can do it. So I'm thinking I may have to refund all this money, right? What happened?
Just before, a quick trick, try to go on Alibaba.com, not AliExpress, Alibaba.com. And you can find probably a manufacturer, since you have a lot, that will do 1,000 pieces of them right away, and probably almost for a cheaper price or the same price that you have right now. So this is something to consider also if you get into this trouble.
In this case, I would say that would work for 95% of the products you can get on eBay. This is a very, very specialty necklace. It's in the photography niche. It's quite unique. You need certain materials, and we did look on Alibaba, and it just could not find it. So anyway, I'm negotiating with the other 2 suppliers, and one of them can do it because he can get the supplies, but he's got to get the supply, and it's going to take some quick. So anyway, the long and the short of it is I'm going to have to pay $1,550 per necklace now.
Yeah.
So and we are going to make it. That's biting that bullet is better than refunding all the money. Mm-hmm. So here we go. 1,550 minus 4.50 times 647. So I'm paying $7,118 more dollars than I was planning to pay. Who thinks that's painful?
That's really painful.
Who thinks that's painful? Ouch. Exactly. So this tells you it's another lesson learned in this whole process. When you're selling on a small scale, right, it's okay if supplies run out because you just go out and find a new supplier, no big deal, right? But when you start selling masses, right, you need to know you've got the supply in hand. On my massive selling necklace, luckily there's a huge number of suppliers, and we got everything covered, right? But that was actually pretty lucky. Now that I look back on it, we were lucky that we were able to pull that off. Because they're all shipped. I mean, in fact, the last batch is going out today. I talked to the supplier this morning. It's going out. It's good. Okay, we're going to make it by Christmas. That's fine. Everything's worked out. But that was actually lucky. I started selling a huge number before I even knew that I really had the supply capability, right? I told my staff to go out and find new supply, but I hadn't confirmed that supply, and I kept selling and selling and selling, and luckily we were able to find 4 new suppliers who could do it on big numbers, and we've made it. But honestly, the truth of the matter is that was luck. Okay, and on this next one, I'm biting the bullet. On that fire sale, I'm biting the bullet, and I'm having to pay. And if you consider my ad costs and everything, I basically broke even or lost a little money. I mean, not a huge amount. It's not going to kill my business, but after my ad costs and everything, and to pay my staff to do it and everything, we basically broke even or had a small loss. So we gained customers, which is cool. I mean, customers are an asset. We build a brand, so that's cool. But still, this whole thing has been, just nightmare. And then the other thing is it's been costly in this sense, okay? I've got a massive mailing list. We've had a huge number of visitors to our site, right? I'm using Klaviyo for our mailing automated system, which is a more expensive service, but it's really awesome, okay? I got a massive mailing list. I think last time we looked at it, I think it's 50,000 people roughly.
Sorry?
50,000 people on my mailing list in Klaviyo, something like that, because I had to pay that fee.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, I can't really email my mailing list, right? Especially in the areas we're having trouble, and say, hey, here's a Christmas sale. Go buy this at a discount. You know what's going to happen? I'm going to get a reply back saying, F you. Where is my thing, right? You're trying to sell to me when you haven't even delivered something, and it's been weeks. So literally, I'm in a position where my hands are tied. I cannot market to my list. How does that suck?
Yeah, that's bad.
That's bad.
That's bad.
So I mean, but that's the situation. I'm not mailing my list because I don't want to piss off my customers even more, right? So I'm gonna basically, my plan is this. I'm gonna send that really, really nice apology mail in early January when the dust settles, everything's clear. They have Christmas, they have the time to calm down. and just explain all the issues, what we're doing to fix about it. Then I'll wait a couple days, and then I'll hit them with some marketing mails. Hopefully they'll start buying. And that's the story, guys. I mean, I've learned a lot. It was really easy to make, it was really easy to scale when you were on Teespring or Represent or Viral Style, and I did. I had campaigns that sold in the thousands, right? Because I don't have to worry about the delivery. I just have to send money. There's an infinite supply as well. But that's the thing that's really nice about printed and broidered items like hats, bags, and these type of things. There's an infinite supply because there's a printer in the United States that can do it for you and just boom, 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 boom. But even Teespring ran into troubles with colors. They ran out of colors, right, or shirt styles. The point is, in general, though, it's a lot more scalable, and you don't have to worry about that so much. So now, you still have to do the customer support and things like that, but you can create something similar to being on a t-shirt platform with Shopify. And what you need to do is find something like T-Launch or Teasly, something that has a AIP. It's really, really important. AIP. Not
API.
someone you send Excel
API.
Sorry, API. Give me a minute. I'm a little tired. Sorry. API. I know that is made a mistake. There are some shirt fulfillment companies that you send them an Excel file. You don't want that. You don't want that because then you got to go back into After Ship or Order Stats and reinsert the data, right? You need an API connection, so it's automated, and you need an After Ship so it's all connected, right? And therefore, all that process is automated, and then you can really scale a business, and you don't have to worry because the supply will be there. And in the rare cases that it's not, in the rare cases you sell, thousands of V-neck, shirts in purple, and the supplier emails you and says, I'm so sorry, we got those out of stock. It's going to take us a few days to get it. Then it's fine. You just email those customers and say, look, sorry about this out of stock, but if you wait one extra week, we'll have it for you. Promise we'll deliver. Here's a gift card of $10, right? We apologize for that. So it's a lot easier to deal with those issues and a lot rarer.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff says, I'm providing great content. I need to slow down and take a breath. Sorry. I think what I've learned here, guys, is really valuable lesson for everyone. And so let me recap how I'm structuring things going forward. I just want to make sure this is good. And again, this is not something that you have to do in the beginning. Okay? This is when you start to get big. Here is how I'm structuring my business. Product fulfillment. Bulk shipping, products from China, necklaces, jewelry, whatever, to a fulfillment house in the United States, connecting with my Shopify store by API, having things automated with After Ship so all the information gets to the customer, bang. How to choose the products to bulk ship. A small amount, small scale drop shipping for testing purposes only. Oh, this is another thing that's really important. I will never, ever, ever use economy shipping again. We've been doing it for months, and people don't like it. It takes 3 or 4 weeks. They hate it. So when you do those testing on those dropship products, use ePacket or some sort of other delivery service that'll be 5 to 15 days. Okay? It's going to cost you a little more, but you're going to have a happier customer. A happier customer is more value to you, and it'll make up for it, right? So drop ship on a small scale for testing, send by ePacket, okay? All right, now, the rest of the business, and we're going to move a lot towards printing with a supplier that connects to our store with an API. In other words, hats, bags, T-shirts, hoodies, what else, towels, things that can easily just go through the printing company and everything can be automated system, right? That is the fulfillment process. Customer support. I already have the staff on hand anyway. I understand now how important it is to respond to the customer immediately, especially with the chat. I don't even know, but I'm sure it's thousands of dollars. We've lost so many customers because we had questions about products, and we're not there in the live chat to answer, and then they go away. And even though you reply to them by email, most of them don't come back. So live chat, 24-hour coverage of your support and chat is extremely important. Now, I know that's expensive, okay? It's going to cost me, I'm just going to be honest with you guys, I got 3 people I'm paying. It's going to cost me, I don't want to say the amounts we're paying each person because it's a little bit different per person based on their experience and time with me. It's costing me $1,700, okay? So yeah, for a lot of you out there, that's an expense you can't afford, and that's fine, and that's what it is. But you want to get there, okay? And now just hire one person. It costs you $300 or $400, right? Hire one person and cover the main hours, right? Your main selling hours, right? Whatever it is, get them on that live chat, okay? And then scale up as you go. But I'm going to get 24-hour coverage. I'm going to have it. I already have the staff in plan anyway, so I'm going to do it. I think that will increase the customer experience and bring back more buyers. And then I'll have an operations manager covering and taking care of those people and also doing research and doing the small amount of drop shipping that we need to do. And then I'll have my full-time designer who does product research and design. That's how I'm structuring my business going forward. That's it. I mean, I learned a lot. I was just a marketer selling T-shirts before, and now I'm running a business. Oh, the other thing we're going to do is we're going to try to talk to our printing companies and our fulfillment companies, and we're going to try to get our own labeling on the products. I mean, think about when Amazon products show up, right? They show up with labeling on there. Is it going to be an expense? Absolutely. But think about this. I want to build a brand that I can sell for millions of dollars in the future, okay? The more I put my company name in front of the customer, the customer experience from start to finish is positive, including when the box shows up with their product. At least it can be a blank box, but when they show up and they open the package, it should have like a little bit of label or something that says your company name. It will create a good experience. So basically, the long and the short of this, I've gone from being a T-shirt seller, T-shirt marketer, good cash flipper, to learning how to run a real business. And now I really feel I'm in the place where I've learned a lot about Shopify and how to make this work, make it big. I'm open to taking any questions.
I think we should go first because there's a few slides that I want to show that will answer most of the questions right now.
Someone talks about free plus shipping offers. I've gone away. I did not do any free plus shipping from basically the end of October. I stopped that. All of my sales in November were not free plus shipping. I went away from free plus shipping altogether except for one product. I had one product. I did free plus shipping in June and July. In August, I stopped free plus shipping on all products but one. The reason why that one I didn't because it was selling like crazy. Then we reached the point where we're selling too many, so I decided to switch it to a paid and see what would happen. And it paid when converted. So here's my views on free plus shipping. I think it could be good, especially in the beginning when you have a empty fan page. See, the people actually go look at your fan page. I mean, they do. They go look at your fan page when they're buying, right? They see how many likes and stuff they have. It shows up anyway, like how many likes on that fan page. And so it increases. You get a better conversion rate if you have a fan page that looks like it's got some action, right? So free plus shipping is a great way to build up a fan page. So let's just say you're launching a product in the Phil, give me a niche.
I don't know, boxing.
Okay, boxing niche. You're in the boxing niche. You want to do a boxing niche. You create a boxing page. Okay, you've got 0 likes on there, right? Well, a great way to get some things going in that is a free plus shipping. I would run it for like a month. Then I would go away from it. The free plus shipping you can reach a point where it starts selling too much. It also brings, honestly, the biggest complaints I've ever got were from my free plus shipping customers. Right? They just complain and complain and complain. It's something about the mentality of people who go for those type of offers, right? So I think it's good for building up a fan page, and I think having a built-up fan page increases your credibility and will bring you long-term value. So the answer is yes. I think you should use free plus shipping on a limited basis. Any other questions? Yosef, oh, by the way, Yosef's on here. Says I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it, guys. If you're not using Yosef's product, Hurryfy, you're killing yourself. It's the best countdown timer out there, period. I tested a couple other ones, and Hurryfy is awesome. It's going to cost you $7 a month, but you absolutely have to get it. Yosef, I just made you some money, buddy.
Here you go. Hey guys, what I'm gonna do is just I'm just gonna move forward to some slides just before we're taking more questions, because I think we're gonna have like a lot of answers in those slides. Right
Uh,
now, yeah, yes,
so
Chris.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
Okay. So guys, first of all, I went through a bunch of stuff, similar stuff than Chris, but earlier in stage, it was about like, because I've started like free plus shipping in June. Then I found out like it was going crazy and it was unsustainable to get all the orders like there. So I've started IRVA doing that for me, and even there, it didn't make sense at all, at a certain point. So I've decided like I was going to try to find out a fulfillment house to do all this stuff for us, since we were looking to automate for automation. Like, we want to make our store fully automated and also systemize our stuff. So the best way to do that and to simplify the process was to get, I mean, there was two choices. First of all, if we could do ourselves, I mean, that would have been like probably the best thing, because I would have control on everything. I would have been able to send my stuff directly here. I would have my staff here and everything. The problem is I'm living in Canada, and it's probably the same thing for European people or people that are outside the United States. It's almost impossible to do that because of the cost of shipping. It's very expensive to send stuff from Canada to the US, and even like to send the US to Canada. I mean, it's cheaper, I mean, to send stuff from US to Canada. So for us, for even like for Canadians customers that we have, I mean, we're sending everything like from the US, since it's way cheaper, even with the customs and all this kind of stuff. So we went through that. We went looking at different fulfillment house. I've started with a fulfillment house like in July. It has been quite hard, because it was the first time I was getting in. I was learning. There was a kind of learning curve for us, but also for the fulfillment house, because they were not used to deal with back orders. Because what we were doing is we didn't have anything in stock. We were selling air. We were doing arbitrage, so we were waiting to get our stuff sold, and then after that buying them from AliExpress and sending them to the fulfillment house. So there was like some like 7 days to 15 days where the stock was back orders, which for traditional fulfillment house wasn't easy to deal with. So we went through that. We went through a bunch of other stuff, like learning that we need all products to be skewed, to be tagged, and all the kind of stuff that we're not used to deal with when we are doing drop shipping, because all this kind of stuff is already held by the company that we're dealing with. So we don't have to think about that. Same thing for the stock. Most of the time, we don't care about the stock. We're just selling, until the supplier tells us like there's no more stock anymore. But coming from the Teespring or T-shirt fulfillment company, platform fulfillment company like Chris, we were not used to do that, because we were selling like, I don't know, this Gildan shirt, and it's like unlimited quantities out there. I mean, so we didn't thought about that. So there's a lot of challenge that came through this. And here are a slide with the dropshipping versus fulfillment. And I mean, this, we can discuss more about that, but I mean, drop shipping, I mean, the pros are there's no upfront investment. I mean, you don't need to own any products there. You don't need to own any inventory. Everything is managed by the company that has the product, or the third party which is give you access to this product for drop shipping. You get a fast access to new products. So I mean, you don't need to order anything, samples, or all this kind of stuff. Everything is there. You can start selling right away from there. You don't need to pay for warehouse, employees, insurances. I mean, you need to have an insurance for your own company, but I mean, you don't need like this type of insurance for your fulfillment stuff. Um, and there's a bunch of other pros things that we can add on. I mean, the cons on that, you don't have any inventory control, so you don't know what's going on. You're gonna sell up until, I mean, there's nothing left. And like AliExpress is pretty difficult because sometimes they're gonna show you that there's 9,800 like items that are there, but the truth most of the time is it's not real. I mean, they have probably 500, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 in stock, but they don't have everything. And also the other problem is like, I mean, this can be a very hot item, and I mean, someone that is not doing dropshipping just gonna buy everything, and after that, in one order, I can buy like 5,000 necklace. And I mean, this gonna kill a bit the supplier, because I mean, it will not have anything else to sell, from this exactly product, so you're gonna be shut down. But by the way, this is a really, if you're getting big, I mean, you're gonna get into that because you want to dominate your market, you want to dominate the product, so you're gonna start buying in bulk like crazy from suppliers, and this will cut also the competition. So this is a very, very, very hot trick. If you want to get into very aggressive marketing and cutting the competition. So anyway, the other stuff are no back order control. So I mean, when you're buying, I mean, when your customer are buying stuff and your back orders on your end, I mean, it's very difficult to see what's going to happen because you don't have this control over that. So you cannot tell in advance to your or you cannot know, or you cannot tell in advance to your supplier that I mean, your supplier cannot tell you in advance that they're back orders. So it's very difficult to manage that, and how many days they're going to be back orders. It is 15 days, it is a month, it is 3 months. I had like some rings that I was selling that were back orders for 3 months, and I had to refund everybody from there because they had this great numbers, but at the end they didn't have anything that was true on the stock that they were showing. So I mean, this was another problem with drop shipping. The other cons on that is the AliExpress eBay orders needs to be done manually. So I mean, you need to get some VAs, do that like every day. And I mean, a VA, an average, and I'm gonna cover that a bit later, can do probably 30 to 50 orders per day, And soon as, I mean, they miss that window of doing that, I mean, this is gonna accumulate. So if you cannot make, like, let's say 50, I mean, it's going to be added to the other day and the other day and the other day. So you can have like 1,000 orders not fulfilled at the end of the month because you didn't have the staff or the right quantity of staff to handle that type of stuff. The drop shipping model with AliExpress, especially, it's very hard to scale. The reason is, again, you're gonna need a lot of staff, you're gonna need a lot of control, you're gonna need to check everything that your staff is doing to be sure that they're sending to the right address. Like, many times I got like, because when you're selling sometimes small things, or you're selling like very similar stuff, they can get wrong. And if you're selling, let's say you send them a list of things to fill out, and let's say you have a ring of, let's say the size is 13, and the other one is the size is 14 or 7, or I don't know. They can make mistakes, and these mistakes will cost you money, because I mean, you will have to refund or send back another one. So sometimes with small stuff like that, much more errors can happen as well. So there's not any kind of accuracy, very high accuracy level, except if you put your nose, or you have like a kind of project manager or orders manager out there that can do some kind of verification after that to be sure that this has been entered correctly. The other stuff out there is the shipping time. Also, shipping time. I mean, if you're not using, there's people are not seeing the slide. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna show it right now. Sorry for that. I thought that we had this. I hope now that you can see everything. Here we go. So now you're gonna have like clearly everything. Anyway, on the replay, I will add this up so it's gonna be clear. Um, And yeah, so the shipping time, like it's always the same problem. You're shipping like even like through e-packets. I mean, it's gonna take 15 days, and this is without the time, because they have a time of preparing the orders, and sometimes they have 3, 4, 7 days above that. You can see that on their page. They're gonna say like, okay, it's the e-packet, but we need like 4, 5, 7 days to prepare everything. So it's gonna take like 21 days, 30 days to get it, even like with e-packets. And the fastest way to get it is like DHL, but it can cost like $30 per shipment. So you don't want that per item, when you're doing that kind of drop shipping. So so yeah, globally, this is the main problem with drop shipping. In terms of all the challenge that you have to go through. Fulfillment house now, the thing is, I mean, it's very fast. First of all, is if they have everything in stock, it can be sent in 24. I mean, next opening day. You get the orders like today, and it's gonna be sent tomorrow, because they have like they have delivery service like every single day. Even like some have delivery service like 7 days a week. Okay, they can ship some on Saturday and Sunday, so depending with whom you're working with. The other thing is the inventory management. This is the most important thing, and this, especially if you want to scale up, you're gonna have totally control on what it is in your fulfillment house. So you will know exactly what's in, what's out, and how much you need to order in advance. You're going to be able like to do some forecasting as well. I mean, it's a con in my thing, because it's more work to do for sure, because you need to prepare things in advance, and to probably invest some money also, because there's a risk there if you don't sell everything. But I mean, on very hot product, it's very easy to forecast those kind of thing. So more control, that's for sure. All orders will be synced automatically with your fulfillment house. So I mean, there's no manual entry anymore. So no VAs can make the wrong copy and paste in the address, or make the wrong orders, or any kind of stuff like that. You're reducing the risk, of getting like refunds by doing that. And the cons of the fulfillment house, for sure, I mean, you're gonna have like the extra cost on the product, because now you will have to pay kind of pricing per item, or kind of pricing per orders, or things like that. I mean, each fulfillment house have their own business model, so they don't charge exactly the same thing for the service. So things are going to we're going to look into that in the next slide. um, the thing that I really like now, sorry for that, is to be able to see the inventory, and to know in advance what I have. I think this is because I know that the thing that I have in stock, I can sell it. I mean, they're mine. And if I want to do a fire sale, even like to some kind of clearance, because I have some kind of stuff, I mean, I can turn that into very cheap promo, or even now start doing back free plus shipping on that, because I need to clear this out, and I still can make money from that, even with the extra cost. But free plus shipping wouldn't be the first model with a fulfillment house to do, but it can be very powerful when you do some kind of clearance now. It's another way of saying things now. I have like probably right now 140 necklace that I had bought like 3 months ago, that I didn't sell because I've stopped selling to this niche. But I'm really thinking now to clear this out. And you know what? I've already made much more money than this 140 necklace are in my inventory. So even like if they're staying there, I mean, I'm not paying any extra cost, because I've already paid for the shelf and the space. So now, I mean, it's free money that is living there that I can use. I can do like upsell, cross sell, any type. main type of stuff there that I will be able like to leverage. So this money is not dead, you know. Every overstock or things like that that you will get are not dead. That's for sure. You can always leverage from that. And sometime, I mean, when you're starting, for sure you're gonna be afraid because this is really a big machine because you have stock to manage. You don't know it's a bit risky for sure. But when your business is rolling like Chris and I mean, we're doing like I'm doing right now like probably between 150 and 300 orders per day. So I mean, it's a lot of stock rolling in, a lot of items rolling in right now. And I know that the stock that I don't sell, I try to keep it low. But I always try to have like some of the items that I'm going to sell or test selling. Like even now, because the power of buying that I have, I'm not drop shipping anymore, even on test, because I have a broker now in China. So I mean, I just need to have like I'm running right now on a 7 day schedule. So every 7 day I make my orders of the past week, and I forecast like let's say half of the upcoming week. You know, so in this 7 days, I mean, I'm gonna get my stuff even faster than the e-packet because e-packet can take up even like with the 15 days plus like 5 days is gonna take 30 days. So with with the fulfillment house and with my testing product, I'm gonna get it like probably in 15 days. You know, even faster. And I mean, I don't need to do any drop shipping anymore because of that. So there's a lot of pros when you're getting at a certain level, but for sure when you're starting, it's a bit difficult. Also, it's 5 to 15 days. Yeah, about 5 days. Rarely I found e-packets are getting on 5 days, especially when you have also the 5 to 7 days that they're preparing the orders and all this kind of stuff. You know, we
5 to 7 days once it leaves port. But I mean, yeah, you got to have a processing time. So really, it's more like 8 to 20 days.
yeah. Mm. So now what you should look into a fulfillment house to make your decision. Okay, first of all, you need to be sure that this fulfillment house is gonna have some cart integration. If you're on Shopify, you're gonna need Shopify integration. That's for sure. This is the first thing that you need to look. There are some fulfillment house out there that works with different kind of system and doesn't support Shopify. You need to have like a full inventory management and cart synchronization. So what does that mean? It means that everything that is going to be in the inventory in the warehouse is going to be updating. I mean, you're going to get your Shopify updated when you're going to in the inventory tab. You're going to see exactly the same thing that is in the inventory fulfillment house then into your shopping cart. You know, this is very important. And all the orders needs to be synced automatically. So this as well, it's very important. Now, if you're looking to scale into multiple store, I mean, you need to ask them also if their system is able to manage multiple stores. Some will tell you they cannot share inventory across all your stores, or some will say, I mean, you will need one installation per store. So this can increase the cost. Right now, what I have is I have my main store, which all the inventory of all my other stores, and everything is synced through that. So I mean, I need to update one store with all the SKUs, all the inventory, and after that, this is going to be shared across all the other stores. There are also other software like Stitch Lab, or I don't remember. There's another one like I think Channel Advisor that can do this kind of bridge also between a fulfillment house and your stores as well. And especially if you're selling into multiple type of platform, like let's say Shopify, but you have other cart like WooCommerce or BigCommerce or Amazon even. This type of bridge software can help you do that through the fulfillment house and your store, so you can share the same inventory across all the stores. Now, the time it takes from them to take the order, I made a mistake here, a typo here, to take the order and ship when you have it into the inventory. So no, this is another important thing. So once you have the stuff into the inventory, you need to be sure that they're going to ship it the next day, but not in 7 days. The next day, it's very important, because this is the sorry. This is the real advantage of having a fulfillment house, that they're able to ship you ASAP. Now, shipping cost. All shipping costs must be, when you're sending like small items, like everything that I can enter into a standard bubble envelope. I mean, it should be like very cheap, like everything like you can find on USPS normal. Normally, they shouldn't take any quote from or increase their cost on that. Normally, it's everything like below $3. It can be as low, I've seen, as $1 50. Really, really. So it can be very cheap. The fulfillment cost right now. So there was different kind of pricing into the fulfillment cost. So some people will charge only by orders. So each orders that you have, they will charge that. Some will charge for the orders plus per item. Right now, I'm paying 39 cents per items to stock them, and 89 cents, even lower than that now. I think it's 79 cents right now per orders that I'm paying. So globally, depending on what I have in the cart and everything, I mean, you should add up like into your cost, plus the shipping, like including, I mean, the shipping, like something like $4 to $5 average per orders that you need to add up. I mean, you're gonna say like probably it's a lot of money, and it's not cheap. But I mean, considering that you're going to get top-notch delivery, inventory management of your stuff, I mean, it's gonna cost always less than all the refunds that you can get from customers, and all the bad names that you can get from the unhappy customers as well. So it's like investing into your brand and into your customer experience again, like Chris was saying earlier. This is real investment, and it's not putting the money at the wrong place. You're investing in something there.
You guys, let me pipe in on this. I just want to really drive this point home. I mean, guys, I went from just being a marketer, selling t-shirts, to now owning my own business and seeing and actually manning the desk myself and seeing what's happening. This actually, in some ways, the fact that this happened is actually probably a good thing. I mean, it's going to make us so much better. I mean, the things that we're implementing going forward to make us so much better. And I personally, for the last month, have been manning, or not month, but 2 or 3 weeks, have been manning the support desk, 7, 8 hours a day myself. Okay, sometimes more. And I've been seeing the customers' reaction. Right, I've been seeing how they feel. And I'm telling you, yeah, delivering the product is number one. But number two is customer experience. They want their stuff to ship out fast. They want it to arrive fast. They want support questions answered quickly. If you can do all those three things, if you can get the product there in a week or less, get them an email saying that, hey, your product's been shipped the next day. You answer support tickets very, very fast, like an hour or less. Guess what you're going to have? A customer for life, period.
Here we go. Here we go. And it's the only way to make the difference. We're starting to see a lot of competition right now on the market, because all this course came out and everybody is launching free plus shipping or whatever kind of store, and everybody is copying each other. And I mean, the real difference here between you, if you take the decision of making that a real business, is making customer first And by that, you will need to go through each of these steps to be sure. And this will make a huge difference between you and the others out there. That's for sure. You're going to dominate your market, your niche. You're going to be the best at whatever. And this will bring you, like Chris was saying, we're looking to sell this business later, for millions of dollars. And what will make this worth that money is the number of repeat customers that you're gonna have. It's easy to get a customer once, but it's not easy to get a customer twice. So this is gonna be the big difference there.
Um, the other thing is this. Especially if you're drop shipping stuff from China, right, or in China, right? Anyone can go on to Alibaba. I mean, people have gone onto my fan pages and they just basically, I've got competitors selling the same stuff. We're selling a lot more than them, right? But when you go to the printed model, which we're going to try to go as much as possible, right? You're making your own unique designs. Now it's true that someone could go out and copy your exact design, but still, I mean, there's a lot more originality, right? It's just you and then the one or two other copycats out there on the marketplace that are dickheads and decide to steal your intellectual property. That happens in the t-shirt market game as well. But the point is you're a lot more unique. Whereas 100 people could be selling, or 200 people on Facebook could be selling the exact same necklace from Alibaba or AliExpress, whereas you and the two copycats are the only ones selling that T-shirt or that bag with that design. So you got a better chance of standing out too. So, and by the way, let me talk about something else here. So IP. You know what? When I was in Teespring and I was on Represent, and I was on Viral Style, and I had every one of my best sellers stolen and copied exactly. And I've never actually ever gone after that person and made any claims. And the reason why is just be a better marketer. It's just a waste of time to even try to stop the copycats because they're going to happen anyway. You spend your whole time copying copycats when you could just focus on your marketing, make yourself better, and stand out.
Absolutely, totally agree on that. Totally agree. So now, the next thing that you need to look into Fulfillment House is to be sure that they have a service level agreement, which means that they will tell you everything that is part of their business that they must do in terms to satisfy you as a customer. There's a bunch of stuff in terms of like I was saying, the time that they are going to deliver, the accuracy of delivering, accuracy as well of the items that they're sending, all this kind of stuff. I mean, it should be in the service level agreement. Um, there's also another stuff is to how long it takes to prepare the inventory that they receive. Okay, so once you're receiving the stuff from China or from whatever suppliers you get, they're gonna need to open the box to prepare everything in the right shelves and all this kind of stuff. So you need to know how long it's gonna take. How long it's gonna take for stuff that are new, for new products, and how long it's gonna take for stock that you already had, like restocking stuff. Okay, shouldn't be more than 2 to 4 days normally. After that, you have transparent invoicing. Very important to that they can show you exactly what you're paying. I've seen a lot of fulfillment house with hiding costs and all this kind of stuff. You have to be careful of that. Online support, very important. Same day, less than 3 hours if possible. So if there's any problem, any rush, or I mean, if you need to rush an order, they should have a kind of of service online where you can put the rush ordered. So they're gonna prioritize that. Also, if they have a return management system in place as well, so where you can prepare yourself or ask them to prepare a return label that you can send as a PDF to the user, so they just need to stick that on their envelope. They don't need to pay anything, or having the prepaid envelope sent or sent into the package when you're sending the first item as well. There's a bunch of stuff there. The one that I like the most, but it's the most expensive, is having the return label ready inside the package when you're sending it. So you will probably double your shipping price, but at least, I mean, if there's any problem, the customer again will feel comfortable of sending that without bugging you. So this is really again something about customer experience. Another thing that I like very, very much, and this is with my new fulfillment house, this is totally crazy. It changed totally my life. It's what we call an advanced shipment notice. So, what it is exactly is soon as I sent my order to my broker in China, they're gonna prepare multiple package, because we want to save on customs. We don't want to have like stuff that costs more than $200 to save on stuff that is coming from China and all this kind of thing. So they are preparing multiple orders. So now they have this multiple box. But we need to know in each box what is inside, and we need to know also in each box what will be the tracking for that. So with this system, you're gonna enter all your stuff into their advanced shipment notice into the fulfillment house. You're gonna make a list. You're gonna send that to your broker or your supplier or whatever, and they're gonna stick the paper coming out from that to the box. So this is the first thing. Then the second thing is they're gonna generate barcodes that your suppliers or broker will stick to each item. So once it's coming to the fulfillment house, first of all, the fulfillment house will know exactly what's in the box without opening it, because they will be able to scan it right away and they will have exactly the list of everything. Second thing, once they open the box, they will know exactly what's inside for sure, but they will be able, all the barcodes will be there already on each item, so they will be able to scan and to verify if the quantity that you have ordered and the quantity that you're receiving is the same, or if there is any disparity into it. So this is great because right now you're going to be able to see exactly what's coming in, what's coming out, and also by adding the tracking number to this advanced notice, this will bring some sort of a ring to the fulfillment house to say, look, this order from DHL is coming this date, because we have the tracking number now, so we can follow when you're receiving, so we can prepare our staff to receive your things in, so it won't take forever to put your things in the shelves and get them ready to ship. So this is the most amazing part that I got from my new fulfillment house right now. Other thing that you need to check now, it's more it's more to know if they're legit or or not, is how many distribution center they have, how many employees, if it's a self business or it's a real business. The difference is there's a lot of mom and pops business into the distribution system. They're great people, probably most of them, but not all people are organized or have everything in place to manage correctly or have the experience to manage that correctly. So what I suggest is you look for real professional fulfillment house that have like bunch of employees and bunch of distribution center, because when you're going to grow, you will need to probably change the place that we have. Like right now, the one that I'm with, I think they have 6 or 8 distribution center across the United States, East Coast, West Coast, Center. And the thing is, if at a certain time I want to have my stuff in the West Coast because I have more orders coming to there, I'm gonna be able to move everything in one click, let's say, because everything is synchronized across all the fulfillment center. It's a bit like Amazon FBA. It's the same thing. I mean, they can send any kind of stuff from everywhere. They can spread your inventory based on where it is coming from, where your orders, your most important orders are coming from. So this gives you crazy flexibility, when you're going to grow. Also, you need to check what kind of insurance they have. If their store, if the fulfillment house is burning, are they going to be able to refund all your stock? this kind of stuff. What type of contract also, because some fulfillment company takes contracts, 1 year, 6 months, 3 years, depending on that. And this also can affect the pricing. And after that, the percentage of error accuracy that they have in terms of getting the stuff probably sent. Now, one thing that I wanna talk very fast is pricing. Pricing, you have to think about cheap fulfillment house doesn't mean that they're good. Okay, you need to do your homework to be sure that if someone is charging you, I don't know, $1 or 50 cents or whatever, I mean, you need to be sure that it's legit what they're doing, because there's a lot of people out there that are trying, because it's a very competitive market, first of all, and a lot of people are trying to get customers as much as they are willing to cut a lot into the services to get you the cheap price that they're delivering. So it's why I was saying, when you're looking into a company, look at also if it's a real serious company, how many employees they have, if it's not a mom and pop business only, where there are like 5 people and try to deliver like 100,000 of orders each month. That doesn't make sense. You need to check that very, very, very carefully. Cheap doesn't mean it's good. Okay. So you need to do your due diligence regarding that. Um, so when to switch? Chris was telling us, when you're getting probably 50 more 100 orders, I think like soon as possible. I think as soon as possible you can get into that. I mean, you're gonna grow faster, and you're gonna be able to sleep at night without any of that headache. So I would say, like, if you're doing more than 30 orders per day, you should start going through fulfillment house. There are out there fulfillment house that are specialized in small quantity orders as well. So you don't need to do 1,000 to 3,000 orders per month. There are some out there that are specialized in doing 300 to 500 orders per month or less. So I mean, faster you can get into that, better it's gonna be. The reason is very simple, is if each VA can process an average of 30 to 50 orders per day, how many VAs you're gonna need, how many errors you're gonna have, how many refunds you're gonna have, what's gonna be the accuracy of everything. There's gonna be a lot of headache. I know people out there that have some kind of success running only with VAs. I can guarantee you they will never be able to scale that at a crazy number. You're gonna get up a certain plateau at a certain time, and one day or the other, your service and your customer experience will suffer like crazy. Okay, so more VAs, more costs, more errors, more delays. That's for sure. You need to put. I prefer the strategy that Chris says is gonna move, is VAs doing the best thing that they can do for the business is customer service. Getting 24 hours customer service, phone customer service, live email customer service. This is the best thing that you can bring to your business if you want to grow. That's for sure, because this is your image. This is the first contact, real contact with someone into your business. This is going to make a huge, huge, huge difference. Last slides.
Let me
Go on.
actually talk about that.
Go on.
I'm not to the point yet, because it's a massive cost, and so I'm going to wait until we're really, really consistently doing big revenue every single month. So it'll probably be a few months from now before I do this. But my plan is to try to get some sort of call center, because I got myself in Japan, and I'm sleeping during a lot of the big business hours, and we're really selling. And I got Filipino staff, and their English is good, but I still think it's better to have a real call center. So I'm thinking about, getting some sort of phone set up, someone in the United States, during business hours. We'll create a business hours, and I'll pay them to answer the phones and talk to the customers. So,
yeah.
I mean, you're not gonna get that many calls anyway, so most people won't call. So if you have, for example, I don't know, East Coast time, go onto your website, take a look at your data, find out your number one shopping hours. When are people buying? and it'll probably be something like 11. I mean, I can just tell from seeing the mails come in from Shopify. But it'll be something like 11 a.m. Eastern to maybe like, or no, more like, sorry, 1 p.m. Eastern to more like 8 or 9. So then that's the hour you put on your website. You know, we can take phone calls from this time to this time.
I'm just
You
gonna
don't have to have it 24 hours.
Yeah, I'm just going to tell you. Today I had 25 calls. Okay, each day I have an average like 15 to 20 calls right now. The reason is people are crazy stressed. I never had this much of calls. Normally like probably one day or one every 2 3 days. But people are stressed out right now getting their orders like crazy crazy. I had to hire also another staff just to be able like to answer all questions of people because they think it's not enough fast to get their stuff within 5 days. So you can see how people are crazy right now. So the last thing is my preferred fulfillment house right now. So my top five. I had a call and talk to them, all of them. I'm gonna tell you which one I'm using right now. They're not the cheapest one, but so far so good, very good. So first one that you can go is Amazon FBA. Amazon FBA is great if you want to sell to Amazon and through Shopify at the same time. You can manage all your inventory there. You're gonna get cheaper costs if you're selling right only on Amazon, but if you're selling through Shopify, let's say it's gonna cost you a bit more. Uh, they're pretty much the most expensive right now in the market in terms of pricing. The second one is Rakuten Webgistic. Webgistic has been there forever. They have been one of the first to have like fully integration with Shopify. They have probably one of the best integration out there as well in terms of it's a native integration that they have right behind the code. So it's very very strong in terms of what you can do with this thing. This is the one, like I said, I'm using it, and pretty much so far it's working pretty good. They're receiving their stuff, they're shipping the next day. I mean, I've never seen like some people fast like that. After that, you have three links. You have one called the dollar fulfillment. I've been hearing about that. Like I haven't talked to them, but I've been hearing about that from very reliable sources, and it seems like to be a good way to go. Also, I haven't checked their any of their software or anything like that, so I'm not sure about what they're using. One thing that I want to point out. A lot of people are using ShipStation. ShipStation is good, but it has some limitation. So, and also, if I remember, with ShipStation, you cannot have live inventory. Okay, one thing that you have with Amazon and Rakuten Webgistic is live inventory. The time that you're selling is gonna update the inventory there. So no guessing. Like a lot of people, when I was using the other fulfillment house, I had to wait 7 days to have a count on my inventory, which doesn't make sense because I was doing my orders every 7 days, but I couldn't forecast anything. So there was always a kind of disparity of what I was really having in my inventory and what I needed to order. So very, very important. Amazon FBA and Rakuten Logistic have live inventory. So this is very, very important. So it's why I said, if you're using ShipStation, if one of the companies is using ShipStation is first a software to manage the orders to ship, but won't manage the inventory there. So there's needs for other system to manage everything out there. Same thing with returns. Like I was saying, advanced notice shipment. Like I was saying earlier, this is a must to get. Okay. Then after that, you have direct and outbound. Also, this is 250 employees, multiple center. Also, this one is another big one. So here we go, guys. If you have any questions, I think it's more than time. We will cover that. We have like probably 10 minutes left to cover all that just for you. It was our special fulfillment webinar tonight. So here we go. So do you intend to sell higher price product like more like $100 to $200? Yes, I'm working on that right now. I have some special products, some bags, and a jacket that are very are priced. The price is bigger and is bigger also than sending an envelope. It's not. I'm not very stressed about that because people will pay for the shipping as well for that. It's gonna cost probably a bit more in terms of space, inventory space. But I mean, I'm not very concerned because the margin is like crazy. I mean, I'm gonna do like probably 500 to let's say 1,000% ROI on that. I mean, it's just. I mean, the stuff out there at higher. I mean, higher ticket, higher price product. Most of the time, you have a lot of more margin as well. Big changes. How many products should we sell first with dropshipping to test products, and after we find good selling necklace, we just order the inventory? I mean, what I'm doing right now, and I was doing that just before I decided to go full fulfillment, but I was doing the hybrid model. What you can do is for a week you're testing a product, and at the end of the week you're gonna order this product and you're gonna send it at the fulfillment house. So you don't need to fulfill it right away. You just need to wait 7 days to take all the orders of this one, and after that you're gonna decide if you want. If you have like let's say two, three, four pieces that you've sold, I mean, don't bring. I mean, you don't need to bring that into your fulfillment house. Just send it directly. You've seen that probably this product is not working, so you won't do any promo. What you can do is I mean, if this happened, like one thing to be sure is you remove that from your available products because you don't want people after that comes from organic reach or organic and get on this page and make you and buy this item because you will need to order that again. Or you can order like probably five there and let them into your inventory, just to have like a backup there. What is a pallet? What is a pallet? How do you calculate how much pallet you will use? I mean, this is really this is the fulfillment house that will tell you that. It's I mean, except if everything you have is in the box and you can calculate that from the box size, but you are going to need the fulfillment company help you, is especially if it's smaller items. It's very very difficult to determine. But most of the time, like right now, Rakuten is charging me per item. So whatever items that I have, they're charging me a fixed price. So I don't need to care about the pallets and the shelf size and all this kind of stuff. How is yeah?
I used to work in corporations here, American companies and a German company here in Japan, and an Italian company. And I tell you, I know actually some of the VPs of Lacten. I've met them personally. I've gone out drinking beers with them. Great company. They are going places. They're the biggest Japanese. They're like I think the 10th biggest online business in the world now. They're
I think it's even more than that right now. They're one of they're in the top internet companies in the world, that's for sure. But I think now they're more like around five positioned or something like that. It's crazy big.
I personally know some of these guys. I'm telling you, they got their shit together. I mean, I'm gonna go with them because I know them. I know their business, their people. Anyway,
Um, Phil, look at these guys, fulfillment molding box. They have a lot of options too. Not cheap, but very good. Yeah, okay. I will have a look at this. If you can send that, Jeff, to my to PM me on Facebook. I'm gonna have a detailed look at those guys. I'm living in USA. How much will cost me if I want to ship from my house? I mean, first of all, it's gonna cost you the price of USPS Priority Mail. This is the first thing. The second thing is depending on the volume. So how many people you will need to hire. Remember that hiring people from the US is not the same pricing than hiring people from the Philippines. because you have to add like some extra stuff, social insurance, whatever. So I mean, a $12 per hour guy that you're gonna hire can cost you easily $17 per hour. So you have to be careful in terms of what you're gonna do in terms of hiring. You have to pay the taxes for them and all this bunch of stuff. Okay, so sometime the route is even cheaper to have a third party doing that for you than trying to do it yourself, or try to build that for you. Except if you want to really to make it as a, let's say, fulfillment business, like even like the Walmart of this planet and Best Buy and whatever, they're using third party fulfillment house. They're not doing that themselves. I mean, it's not their core business. Okay, you have to focus on what you're the best. How can I know which product from eBay are sent from the USA without the need to see products by products? Andres, I will need that you repeat this question because I don't really understand what do you mean. Do return products go back to the fulfillment house? Yes, 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 yes. So how it is working is once someone needs to return an item, you will need to fill out a form where you're gonna tell the fulfillment house, look, this product is coming. Does this product is good again to sell it back, or this product just needs to be sent to the garbage? So when they will receive, they will know if they need to restock it or to just put in the garbage. And after that, you will need to create a new kind of orders. If it's for exchange, you will need to create a new kind of orders where you're gonna send back the item that it's needed by the customer. Okay, the process seems to be a bit long, but it's very easy and it's quite fast, easy to track. Chris, a question for you: are you not going to do jewelry like the type of necklace from AliExpress anymore?
I will do some focusing more. I want to move more to the printed model. I just think it's better because it's a unique place and easier to do. We will do some, and we're going to bulk ship the ones to our fulfillment center. We're going to do drop shipping only for testing.
Yeah.
If the product's got viability. Obviously, I'm not going to run and order 100 or 200 of a necklace and find out it's not going to sell. So I'll probably do 1 week of drop shipping on that, sending e-pack, which is the best, cheapest option. As far as China goes, that's the best option because it's relatively cheap and it's relatively fast. It's a combination. So that I'll do. If I can get it to move for a week, if I can get it to sell every day for a week, then I'll immediately move to try to get it sent in bulk to my fulfillment house.
Correct. Again, the thing is, all these places are great. You need to do your homework. You need to talk with them to check what kind of services they're offering, what is their SLA, how many people they have, the insurance they have, what kind of invoicing they have, what kind of system they have to track the inventory. Or are you able to track the inventory live or not? There's a bunch of stuff. Like I've said, there's a bunch of fulfillment house out there. It's a very competitive market. Just don't take stuff because of the price. Do your homework. It's very, very important. This can cost you a lot, much more money sometimes than the price they're trying to sell you. Okay, whatever company that you're talking with, do your homework. Have you looked into dropshipping from USA from items other than apparels, like toys, jewelry? Yes, there's a bunch of guys out there. I know a guy called Will Irby that has a list of that. I think I even post that on my site. We'll post that on the eComfury group as well. Um, there's a bunch of lists. There's also sellwho.io, a place that I think it's cost like $67 per year, and you get a list of verified drop shippers in the United States also that you can do. Another thing again is like some drop shipping company doesn't have like direct API or direct access to Shopify, so you will need to do the orders manually. Okay, so you have to check that, consider that as well. Um, Now, how often you are adding products to your store? Test how many orders. Try the process before you decide it's a winner and scale up. I mean, this Sam, we gonna cover that into another webinar because I mean this is another great. I think it's a very good questions, but we'll not have enough time to cover all that. There's a strategy behind that, and we'll be more than happy to explain you how it is working. If we just do drop shipping and the customer wants to refund the product will send back to where? To the garbage. Normally, each product that people are not happy, I just refund them. I just tell them keep them. If it's broken, I just tell them put in the garbage. Here we go, guys. It's 10 o'clock. Thank you for that. If you have any more questions, feel free to post into the eComfury group. We'll be more than happy to answer that. And now another announcement: we are launching tomorrow the membership site. Okay, uh, so all the people like we're gonna contact almost people by people send you the link because like I said this is the limited link edition for people that have lifetime access from the old mastermind group of Chris and people that have bought the product from us, the 6 month, 3 to 6 month free product from us. Free membership, sorry. So you will be contacted soon directly by Facebook or by emails. You will have a link to connect to that. And we have already a few contents inside, like a bunch of videos, and we're gonna start adding up more stuff. All the webinars, recorded webinars, will be inside. We'll have like some exclusive stuff, and yeah, this is pretty much it right now. Chris?
Thank you very much for your being on the webinar. I hope you guys got a lot of value out of it.
Hey guys, tell us, did you like that webinar?
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
I just posted on my wall asking if people liked the webinar.
Yeah, answer that, guys. Hope we can answer all your questions out there. Feel free. We're there to help you. So guys, thank you very much. Have a great night. Thank you very much, Chris.
Thank you.